We're now going to look at attacking another part of the autonomic nervous system. Very simple, very common throughout all of martial arts. Lots of mystique attached to this, lots of myth, lots of rumour. I like to keep things simple and skillful. If I bring James up, James, you come here. So, earlier on, I gave James a nice little tap around this triangle area there. And James, tell me how you felt.
Automatically made me feel sick, and I felt it in the top of my head and very close to going, actually.
Okay. Now, what happens here is that we have several structures. Those structures are veins, arteries, some nerves, and within those structures are some what they call receptors, and they measure certain things, the amount of oxygen and the amount of carbon dioxide in the blood. If they think there is a change in the pressure there, they send an automatic message to the brain, which is shut down. The brain's fight or flight system kicks in, which is a massive release of adrenaline. Oxygen goes only to the brain and to the heart muscle, and the stomach is told to evacuate its contents. These things are situated in the carotid things, and they measure, and they're very sensitive to the oxygen, they're very sensitive to carbon dioxide. You strike here, you create a disruption to all these things, and the message goes very, very quickly. You get a massive drop in blood pressure, and the person falls down to the ground. So someone's down on the ground as a result of a strike to the carotid cluster. Again, safety first. I'm just going to look at James. I'm going to confirm whether he's unconscious or conscious. And the easiest way to do that is to ask a question. James, look at me, mate. And he looks at me. So his eyes are open. Okay. So I don't have to quickly rush him over and everything else. But we know that the chances are that he's hit the ground as a result of a massive drop in blood pressure and everything else. The treatment to this is what we call the shock position. And if you come across an old lady in the street who's had a bleed or fainted or whatever, quite often you might see someone lifting the legs up and popping them on a chair. And this is all we're doing because we have some good old big muscles here in the legs that carry a whole lot of blood. And we just pop them up. And the easiest thing to do is just rest them up on your tummy. I can see my person right in front of me, and I can say, there, James, just take it nice and easy. You okay? Don't feel too sick. If he was decided to feel sick or whatever, then I'll say, right, okay, I've got some blood going back into him. I can put the legs down, drop him over into the recovery position. That area is particularly good to strike. If James jumps up, we can attack it in lots of different ways. And later on in Volume 2, you'll see demonstrations of strangles and chokes all around the neck area. However, from a particular striking thing, we just need to know that all of our strikes will get there. Spherical, rotational, cleaving, durational. Very simple, primary target area, and we don't have to develop much power or speed to get into that area. Again, homework is read the anatomy and have a good understanding of where you're striking.